made this song?
Me.
What?
Not big dumb face.
Adults, you.
Man, this clip is really elusive. My Google foo is pretty good. Can't find it. News.
It's probably in one of their like compilation ones that are like 50 minutes. It's never in the 30.
Yeah.
It's never in the 30-second one. It's always in the 15-hour one. It's like, oh, thank you so much.
Okay, I might have gotten it. Oh, I got it. Yeah, read the thing.
From Universal Studios Hollywood.
This has been Podcast Network production. This music is so funny.
This is American
It's brought to you by our patrons whose continued support keeps the lights on. So thank you to Ollie, Dutch, Leclerc, Vert, and as always, tons of mice. We love you. And there's Tim. We're here.
I'm here.
Mm.
I am also here.
Oh, girl, baby girl. Oh,
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Remember when AOC thought that, hold on. Remember when,
I think it's a really major mistake and an insult to me.
like, why would you try to get into, like, a verbal confrontation with Jasmine Crockett? Like, of everybody in that room,
Who would want to do that?
like, of everybody in that room, worst person you could have picked. Air horn one time for Billy. Make it 2 times. Hey, Billy, how are you? From over across the pond. First of all, how are you, Tim? Let's do our stuff.
Our banter. You want banter?
Shall we bang?
As you may or
I
may
had
not
stress
know.
diarrhea.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding.
I had a stress headache yesterday. So as people who watch the show may or may not know, I recently got an internship with a congresswoman from my state.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a prominent Democratic congresswoman. And yesterday was the most I've ever been on a phone with so many different people. We got so many calls. I went into the office at like 9 a.m. and as soon as I sat down, the phone started ringing. I was like, oh, okay. It happens sometimes, whatever.
It's gonna be one of those days. All right, let me just buckle in.
The phone did not stop ringing until I left at like 1:30. I was supposed to stay till 1, but it was so busy I stayed an extra half an hour because everyone was losing their goddamn minds about Elon Musk.
Who's that?
Well, you see, he's the new special employee with the government, and
The government of South Africa?
the government of America, the White House.
That's different.
Yes, and he's the leader of this fake governmental organization called Doge, which is the least serious name for a government organization ever.
Just
And
call it something else. Don't even give them the hype, because every time they're trying to hype up the coin that they purchased.
Oh,
so
yes.
every time that we bring it up, yeah, no, fuck that.
The Department of Elon Musk is what it should be called. He decided over the weekend that he would shut down the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, and just sort of say, everyone go home. We don't need this governmental organization. And then
switch my order of my stuff, because you're going
Yeah.
into the stuff. Okay.
I'm going into the stuff.
Yeah, you
and
tricked me. I
then
thought you were telling me about your day. This is supposed to be banter. You
I'll tell you
tricked me.
about the rest of my day then. I'll tell you about the rest of my
Yeah.
day. So that was when we pick up the phone, right? if the person who's calling is a constituent, we are supposed to take down whatever message they have. Regardless of what it is.
Big in them shorts, Tim Bristol.
Yeah.
Just keep calling and say it. I call like 5 times a day, and I just say, "Hey, you Tim Bristol, you got that big booty."
Unfortunately, Mikey's not a constituent, so I don't have to take his message.
Which is not fair.
Call your own congresspeople.
No. Tell me what to do.
So we got 60 phone calls in about 4 hours complaining about Elon Musk. And they all had the same complaint. Many people used the word coup. Many people said that he's not an American. Many people said, well, not many people, but a few people said that they were going to buy a gun to defend themselves from the coming civil war. And I had to take all that down so that the congresswoman could read it.
Well, there you go.
I will point out that among those people were not an insignificant number of Republicans. Like there was some people that were like, I voted for Trump, and this is still fucking crazy. And
what percentage? Well, I don't know if you're allowed to tell me. Demographic wise, was it younger people, middle-aged people, retired people?
It was all kinds. It was all kinds. It was we don't take down their age, but from what I could hear, like most people say their age when they call for some reason. But it ranges.
This is Mikey Famine, 435. Now listen, I've been watching you.
Most people would call it when you pick up, they're like, I'm so and so, and I am a constituent, and I am angry. And I was like, whoa.
Oh boy.
No, most people called and they're like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
That's really that was the most interesting thing is most people called and they're like, what do I do? Like, is there anything I can do? And I'm like, you're basically doing it.
You are doing it.
Call the senators, call the attorney general. Like, this is a message for everyone in the States. If you are upset with what is going on in government currently, call your representatives, call your attorney general, call your senators, and let them know, because they keep track of that stuff. Like, we had like a trending thing on our program that shows like certain topics that are trending.
Right. And
once they get to a certain point, everyone takes notice. Like, everyone in the office was like, oh my God.
The friggin' phones are off the hook. Air horn one time for the apostates. Hey. What's up, ladies?
That's how I'm doing. Like I said, I had quite the migraine afterwards, and I took a nap because it was very stressful.
I too took a nap yesterday at 6 p.m.
Mine was at 4.
I slept until 1 a.m. and it was beautiful. And that is all the sleep I've had since Sunday. And it was great. Man, I told my wife when I woke up, I was like, I think I had like 2 seasons worth of dreams. Like I was.
You're binge watching them.
I was binge dreaming. It was great. Oh, I was so exhausted. Dude, her sleep flipping is driving me crazy. It's like, lady, it's 4 a.m.
Stop. You should go to sleep now.
Singing at the top of your lungs. Go to bed. I know you're happy, but you should be sleepy. So let's work on the sleepy. Try to read a book. She just starts kicking me. Well, let's get into the news, shall we? Let the chaos begin.
News: Musk dismantling the government. Exclusive breaking details out front tonight about the young men Elon Musk is sending in.
This one?
As his lieutenants. The editor at Wired, who broke the details about who they are, what they're doing, is out front in just a moment, because it comes as the world's richest man now has unprecedented power and access to critical government operations, among them Well, one of the things he's trying to do is shut down the agency in charge of U.S. humanitarian aid. So Musk has tweeted about this a whole lot, but I think this one summarizes the whole mantra here. USAID is a criminal organization. Time for it to die.
A criminal organization. Does he even know what USAID does?
Does he even know what it stands for? Because, I mean, criminal aid.
Yeah,
criminal aid was a thing.
The wow. The Department of Government that's in charge of aiding international efforts to make things better. Those are the criminals.
They be handing out brass knuckles, Tim, and pocket sand and all kinds of illegal
pocket sand. Shah.
All kinds of illegal shit. Guns with barrels that are too long or too short.
They're all pretty much like that, and he's got Trump's blessing on this one.
If there's fraud, these people are lunatics. They're tremendous fraud. They turn out to be radical left lunatics.
Hey, how come they had to shut down the Trump organization? Do you remember?
Boy, I think it was tremendous fraud.
People are lunatics. They're tremendous fraud. They turn out to be radical left lunatics.
Like the fact that he continually uses the word fraud when, bro, you literally can't operate a nonprofit in your home state, in your home borough of Manhattan. If you went back to the fucking flat where you were born and they brought your crusty ass home from the hospital, you can't run a business there because the state of New York doesn't trust you with businesses and money and paper, and like they just don't generally trust you. That's a
massive fraud.
A pot kettle doesn't even begin. You know what I mean? Like, that's not even the start of it. I don't even think I want the whole thing of this. It's like, dude, you is the frauder. You be frauding.
So, yeah, Elon, like I said before when I talked about my day, that kind of was my day, actually. So I also have, like, the news open while I'm taking phone calls, and, like, more stuff was coming in, and people were complaining about that, too. And I was like, and they're like, why aren't the Democrats responding to this? I was like, because it keeps happening minute by minute. Like, I think by the end of the day, Marco Rubio had declared himself the new department head of USAID, which is illegal. Like, all right, guys.
I am also the head of USAID.
Yeah.
I decided I want to do it too.
So what's this? Office of Personal Management.
So this is a copy of the email that the federal workers got.
Oh, yes.
So it says here, this from NPR, Trump administration adds fine print to fork resignation offer, deepening confusion. Let's just look.
Deepening? My confusion is deepened.
Shame on you, Tim. It's early in the show for you to be.
For me to be deepened?
Thrusted his pelvic into me to try to provoke me, try to elicit a reaction.
Bill Poole is a shame! He's shameful!
Shame on both of us. Deferred resignation email to federal employees. During this first week of his administration, President Trump issued a number of directives concerning the federal workforce. Among these directives, the president required that employees return to in-person work, which is just some bullshit. Restored accountability for employees who have policymaking authority, restored accountability for senior career executives, and reformed the federal hiring process to focus on merit. As a result of the above orders, the reform of the federal workforce will be significant. And then it breaks into these 4 pillars here.
It was the right time for me to get a degree in public administration, let me tell you. I know how to pick them.
You're looking like a real catch out there now.
A Democrat with a degree in public administration, he'll never work again.
First rule, suppress him. Make sure he never sees the sun's rays. I heard from a little bird that these pillars are the same thing that a certain someone implemented when they took over a certain bird-flavored social media network.
Yeah, I heard from that same bird that like all of this is that guy.
Yeah. And this is like almost the same language. It's only been like curtailed a little bit to fit like government instead of company.
Yeah.
Like it's been boilerplated. And this is Twitter. He is twittering every federal worker he can influence.
Yeah.
He wants to put them through the Twitter.
He does want them to put them through the fucking Twitter, man.
Which
is he gonna show up to a government office with a kitchen sink again?
Or maybe he'll just like get like a LED of the American flag and just shine it into all the soldiers' eyes while they sleep or something. That's remember his X logo.
He's a special boy.
Did you see that X logo thing? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
All right, hold on. I was like, dude, that's funny. Fuck you. And you did, okay.
I didn't see it.
Let me show you the video. It'll make more sense. I was like, come on, nothing for that. Damn, Tim, you're supposed to be yes anding me. X sign New York apartment. There we go. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. What the? I'm not looking for an apartment in New York, you wackos.
Are you sure?
Jesus. Who would, I mean, I guess people could, oh, it's in San Francisco, that's why. My bad. Chat, y'all supposed to help me.
This pulsating X light is the talk of San Francisco's mid-market neighborhood.
It is pretty annoying from my perspective.
The X, which sits atop Twitter headquarters, signifies Twitter's rebrand and name change to X. The light was said to be off Saturday night, but was on Friday night. And some from this building and this other building across the street.
If I lived in that building,
so happy about it.
I would be so upset.
I think it's way too bright. It was flashing directly into my apartment.
Musk posted this video showing the X all lit up. City officials say they've opened an investigation into the
this is better. Check this shit.
Musk and
this is from inside the fucking house. Look at this
supporters,
shit, bro.
even with this.
That's way too bright.
How are you supposed to sleep with this motherfucking alien tractor beam coming through the window?
I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
So the name change.
But Musk and X, they're strong supporters, even with this bright light.
He's playing chess with City Hall. I love what he's doing. I think it's great. Like I said, he's a showman. He's going to turn the light down at night. It's going to be very subtle. But everybody's talking about
it's going to be very subtle.
DD Damn. Oh, I'm definitely Googling the shit out of you. You're 100% some sort of social and, she's trying to she's got a podcast. Let's see what you're talking about, DD Damn.
Let's go now. I love that.
And some say, yes, the light was bright Friday, but they're just dealing with it.
I got curtains. Yeah, I got blackout curtains. So
for those that don't have the blackout curtains,
we were in the living room and we could see it flashing from the bedroom, and I was like, what is that? Oh no, it was that big X we saw outside.
Yes, the big X.
If only that was the worst of it, So anyways, the guy who decided to blind everybody because he's stupid, he's demanding that everyone returns to office. They're going to have a performance culture, and I think that's when they're going to make them do like your wins and losses and shit like that, and like make them do a one-pager about what they do for the government.
Wow.
To earn their spot in working for the government.
Yeah. And a spot they've already earned.
Right.
Because everyone has to take a civil servants exam.
No, he knew that. What?
People I don't know why the assumption is that all these fucking people are just there for no reason. Like they just got the job because their uncle knew somebody. Like it is mind-boggling. Like it takes a lot of effort to like work for the IRS or USAID or whoever. You need to know stuff.
Yeah, you have to earn this job. You have to actually, beat other people.
Listen, I've been trying to get like a job with the state government in Connecticut for quite some time.
It's
And
tough.
it's very hard. It's very competitive. It's very hard. They require a lot of you. And if you don't meet the exact qualifications,
Yeah.
you don't get it.
Yeah, go apply at the DMV and see how easy it is.
Yeah.
It is that is a tough gig to get. Okay. Each of the pillars, I'm not going to read all of them. Each of the pillars outlined will be pursued in accordance with applicable law, which there isn't, consistent with your agency's policies, which there aren't, and the extent permitted under relevant collective bargaining agreements, which is exactly why the first two are in that way. Most of the isn't all of the government federal workers, aren't they unionized? Or a vast majority of them?
I believe most of them are unionized, yes. Like they all have different unions, but yeah.
So if you think you can come in and just renegotiate somebody's time, especially time served and severance and all that, you can't violate somebody's union contract like that. That's basic contract law.
Yeah.
They don't ever have to deal with that because they're billionaires and they're stupid. And they think they can just treat everything like a private corporation. This isn't a private corporation.
Yeah.
You don't own the U.S., dude. You're not the CEO. You're just a weird guy running around trying to fire everybody like you did before. Look how great Twitter works now that you fucking cleaned it out. You can't even fucking host a phone call on your own shit because you got rid of all the smart people.
And good luck dealing with the public sector unions. They're some of the toughest unions out there.
They don't mess around. They tamed the $1 trillion, U.S. government. Remember that. Even the U.S. government got bent over by the union.
Right,
and those are some good ass fucking jobs.
And if those people go on strike, stuff stops happening.
That's what I'm. So is that what's going to do it? Is it labor that's going to save us? Do we need a labor party in the U.S.? Is it labor time?
We need something.
You can have your Democrat and your Republican and labor.
As long as labor means more progressive, then yes. Like, I would be fine with a progressive party that is really big on like labor and unions and protecting workers' rights.
Zero. Don't you start, dude. Don't
get him, Zero.
No, don't get
fucking
him.
Get him. Fucking get him.
Baby is asleep. Don't. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Zero, stop it.
Zero. Please stop. I swear. Don't you do it. He's growling.
Don't do it. Oh, let me tell you,
he's winding up.
I got two pugs and they like to lick each other or whatever. But Apollo, the younger one, he gets annoyed by it sometimes, so he'll start growling at Zeus, and Zeus is blind, so he doesn't know.
He doesn't care.
Right.
That's what it is.
And he'll start growling. I'm like, Apollo, fucking leave him alone. He's blind. This is what he's got.
It's all he's got right now.
Just let him lick you.
Just roll over if you don't want that side licked anymore.
So he's talking about the people there. It's also about the programs. I mean, USAID is a big organization. They do spend money on a whole lot of things. Fighting disease and starvation are on the list. And the most important thing actually just boils down to this. If there are legitimate concerns about USAID and fraud and its spending money, then investigate it. Let the American...
I don't think the Republicans understand how big of a foreign policy blunder it is to start going after your aid programs. You know what I mean? Like, that is sometimes the only thing stopping like an incursion somewhere. Is the fact that this one place is propped up by the good stuff that comes in from the United States government. Maybe.
Yeah, almost the entire reason for USAID is diplomatic. Like,
it's just a good idea.
It's a humanitarian effort, but it's for diplomacy. It's so that people see America in a positive light, and they want to work diplomatically with the country instead of whatever Trump's going to do.
And I mean, honestly, if we put a third of our defense budget into USAID, like that would be we would have much different footings in so many different places that I think all of this war with Russia or war with China stuff would be moot. They like if America spent, I don't know, over 10 years, like $10 billion in Africa.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like 260, like just if you just put it like on a yearly basis, just started like developing the coasts and stuff like that and ports, and then just say, hey, we're good. No, don't worry about it. We're going to be partners. So you ain't got to worry about it. Because that's exactly what China did. They built ports, they built highways, and then they said, oh, did the highway end up right at a mine? Do you mind if I help myself real quick? You know what? You built us like 6 hospitals, a school, a highway, and several ports. Go for it. Well, that could have been us. It's called partnership. But you just give us something first to be nice, to say, hey, would you like to be friends?
Right. And instead, Trump is like, oh, Ukraine, we'll only help you if you give us your rare earth metals.
Or the rarest earth metal, Hunter Biden's laptop.
He didn't even, like, he did a little Oval Office, like, question and answer session with the press, and he was like, oh, yeah, Ukraine, well, you know, they've taken advantage of us, and now we want something in return. And he kept saying rare earth. And it's like, what do you mean by rare earth? That's all he knew how to say, because his vocabulary is not very large.
He doesn't know what they're going to do with that stuff.
Yeah.
Americium, Trump. They found a deposit of americium. What are they going to do with it? He has no fucking idea. He has no idea. He'll be like, oh, it's rare earth, though. Yeah, they're going to make fucking, what, 1 trillion smoke detectors? Because that's the only practical use for it. So just because it's rare earth doesn't mean, like, we need a whole freaking island of it.
All right, it's not even like they're like, oh, we have all this gold or silver. You don't know what they have. You're just saying rare earth. Do you know what they have?
We got Russell and Diz in the chat. 2 rare horns. Diz says the orange Tyler doesn't understand soft power. He's a bully. Like, I don't if if I'm Elon Musk or Bill Gates or Zuckerberg, any of these guys, I'm just gonna go around from city to city giving people way too much money, and I would just go around destroying the economy. I would just flood the market with just cash. I would just give everybody all kind of buy like a whole fucking lot of cars and tell them just give them out to people. I would just fuck shit up. You could be like the ultimate anarchist by spending your money if you were the richest person in the world. Because you wouldn't even be able to spend it fast enough. Then the interest would be having the money back in your account. Like,
that's true.
Like, it's 30. I think I did it for like $2 billion or something like that. It's like $33 million a day or $33,000 an hour or something like. It's bonkers. You can't, like, after 5 days, what the hell else can you buy? Like, you just So I would just go fucking city. I'd get a fucking bicycle and just ride around just fucking purchasing entire cities and giving them away. Do it. Do it, Elon. Coward.
Just do it.
Coward. You don't even know how to ride a bike, I bet. Not without training wheels. I bet.
Yeah, I think you would need training wheels.
And a helmet.
Take care of it.
But no, everyone should wear a helmet. Let me not make fun of helmets. Elbow pads, though. You don't need your elbows.
To just shut it down without telling anybody what you're doing on the whim of one man who is not elected and who isn't even employed by the federal government, well, that is something that, at least in terms of the structure of the United States, is an un-American way to do it.
Yo, most to the point fucking sign ever.
Elon, no.
Elon.
There is a way to shine a light on U.S. aid. It would be by going before Congress.
This is some really bad marketing, by the way. I don't like to but signs are kind of my thing. There's some not great signs, guys. Is this orange? That wasn't red. Ugh, come on, guys. We got to do better on the signs.
For Congress.
And Elon, if you want to run AID, get nominated by Trump and go to the Senate, and good luck in getting confirmed.
Right, you get confirmed, you go in, well, then you could dismantle it. Well, Congressman Jerry Connolly is going to be with us in just a moment, but this is not Musk's only major move right now. According to the Wall Street Journal tonight, Musk is also leading Trump's charge to essentially shutter the Department of Education. And then there's this, Musk and his team gaining full access to the Treasury.
This is what I wanted to talk about.
Treasury's massive federal payment system. Basically the checkbook for the whole federal government. So, the $6 trillion that goes in all sorts of things, to households and businesses, well, it goes through there. And up until this point, only a small number of career officials have controlled the Treasury's payment systems. That is until this weekend when a top official left after a standoff with Musk's team, where Team Musk tried to stop some payments. Make no mistake, this is a major coup for Musk.
He's got access only to letting people go that he thinks are no good if we agree with him, and it's only if we agree with him.
So the fact that he had to reiterate that means that, oh shit, I probably should do that. Now that I've said it out loud, now that I've lied about it, I probably should do that one.
So in the phone calls I took yesterday, many people were concerned that Elon Musk was going to have access to their personal information and their Social Security checks and their Medicare and their Medicaid and anything that people get paid out for, like their benefits from the government. They were like, Elon's trying to take my stuff away.
He is.
All right, let's begin with Jeff Zeleny.
And I was going to say, that's kind of where the Democrat-Republican divide sort of ends. Like, people are concerned when you're going to take away their benefits or they're retired. Like, Republican, Democrat doesn't matter at that point.
Broke is broke. Hey, look at the trees.
Zeleny out front live at the White House tonight. And Jeff, I know that you were able to question the president on a lot of this today.
I like his coat.
Power.
That's sharp.
Is he willingly giving
I got
Musk?
a backpack like that.
Aaron, it's really difficult to compare to anyone else in the government because Elon Musk has the broadest portfolio, certainly for an unelected official. And
Aaron, just to be clear, this is the world we are living in. And Wired has been documenting a few sort of small parts of this world, including, yes, we have identified, and our reporting has identified 6 young men. All of our reporting indicates they are between the ages of 19 and 24. They are either recent high school or recent college graduates. High school graduates in at least one case, all with ties to either Musk-owned companies or Peter Thiel-owned companies. So one is a former Palantir intern, another interned at SpaceX, one is a Thiel fellow, another recently completed a summer internship at Neuralink, which of course is also owned by...
Oh man, one of them got the chip.
Yeah, he's got the brain chip.
Damn, one of them got the chip, the download everything chip. He's reading everybody's shit with the scroll like this, like memorizing the shit out of that, man.
You got the brain chip.
Who the hell lets kids in there?
Elon, because no one else, they don't know not to trust him.
Is he like fucking Peter fucking Pan and he has like this lost boy tribe of like how the hell does he have an 18-year-old that is just like running around with him? Don't you have like life, kid? Like, what are you talking, like, you know what I mean? Like, how are you here with him doing this shit?
Yeah.
How long you been there?
There probably is some like manosphere. Like they're Elon's a grifter, so he probably grifted them into helping him, and they're just, they all own Teslas or whatever.
I don't know. I'm just like, does he have like a little, like his little Lost Boys, and he just like keeps them in a cyber car and he just parks them places. And then he like tells the cyber car to take them to McDonald's and it comes back or whatever. Like, if you boys need help, hack the lighting system on the Sears Tower, make it say SOS, and we will save you. We will save you. Well, no, it won't probably.
by Elon Musk.
All right, so what
they play his online gaming characters. That's who it is. They're like,
Bro,
finally.
listen, I played Diablo 4. I don't know how Elon is so trash at that game.
He was just spamming that shit with no mana. It was so funny. It was just gray.
How can you be so fucking trash? It's not a hard game. It's an easier game to play. He's out there fucking not knowing shit. Oh, I'm a top-ranked player. Fuck you, buddy.
He said I'm the best.
What are they actually doing, and who's paying them for the work?
Well, it's to be candid, a little bit difficult to ascertain exactly what they are doing. What we do know is they are working across several federal.
That is a major fucking problem. They have no oversight.
Agencies, including DOJ, of course, as well as the Office of Personnel Management, which is essentially the HR function for the government, and the.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that information falling into the wrong hands.
Yeah, right.
All the HR information for every single federal worker.
General Services Administration, which oversees things like federal buildings, leases, and then technology.
So the blueprints for every single building. The floor plans for every single building.
And IT. So what we do know is that these young men
IT
are
for all
working
those
at
buildings.
Yeah, and the cyber infrastructure for each one. Great.
Behest of Musk and his.
And you let fucking Lex Luthor in there. God damn it.
Team that he has brought in across these agencies on a number of engineering related tasks.
So okay, Elon Musk wants anyone talking about this, sharing the names of these DOJ employees charged with a crime. Obviously, these are people who are going in and now going to have access to.
Wait, what? We can't.
He's not giving out their names. Well, come on, bro. It goes both ways.
Hold on. You over there looking up people's names, and you can't write your name down? What
yeah.
The fuck? You can't even sign.
Listen,
you can't
when
even
you
do
go,
the sign-in sheet on the door. It's on a clipboard. It's on a clipboard on the door.
Just sign in and sign out. That's all you got to do.
Nobody would have tripped if you just signed in and out, man.
Payment systems that affect hundreds of millions of Americans, possibly if you talk about Treasury and certainly federal employees. He's got the backing of the U.S. Trump attorney in Washington, says the FBI and prosecutors are investigating.
Yep.
Has Musk reached out to you or any of?
It's called lock the door until then, until the investigation has been concluded. Like, lock the door. What are we talking about right now?
His lawyers or anything?
We haven't heard.
I would have broke my key off in that motherfucker. Like, oh, I'm so clumsy. We'll have to get a locksmith out here because that is deep in there. Oof. Sorry about that. Just broke my key off.
From Musk or his legal team, obviously what I would say is that our reporting speaks for itself. It is rigorously reported and fact-checked and vetted by our spectacular legal team. And we look forward to continuing doing the work, trying to figure out exactly what Elon Musk and his team are doing inside of these federal agencies.
And it's important work. It's brave work.
Goddamn Foot Clan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
When, in terms of what they're doing, do you know what they're doing when they go in this? I mean, are they, I don't know, looking at this data, putting this data somewhere else? Or do we know what they're doing?
Well, let me give you sort of one specific example that we were able to ascertain. In at least some instances, these men appear to be essentially evaluating the work product of federal employees. So, one of these sort of departments that's.
Dude just graduated from fucking high school.
Yeah, how does he know what work product is?
This motherfucker is unemployed.
He's like, oh, that person, they're not doing a good job.
Inspector, you don't need to inspect the generals. Fired.
Inside one of these federal agencies is tasked with essentially IT and technology. So we do know that one of these young men, a recent high school graduate who interned at Neuralink, was part of meetings where federal employees in this department were asked to submit code if they were engineers, as well as a one-sheet documenting their productivity. So sort of recent wins, barriers to productivity, barriers to efficiency, which actually.
And I'm supposed to give that to an 18-year-old?
Yeah, right? I'd be like, you're not my fucking boss.
Dude, what the fuck?
Calls back to Elon Musk.
Imagine being at your job for fucking, you're like You're like 21 years in. You're gonna leave at 25, and here comes this little pipsqueak. I mean,
look at Tree says 19, the age I made a majority of my excellent decisions.
Yeah, everything went super smooth that year. Super smooth.
Musk's Twitter takeover, if you recall, he also, in that instance, asked Twitter employees to submit one-sheets documenting.
And I bet you it was from a fucking, what was that, 4 years ago? From a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
It's the same kid. Just follow him around and say, give me your one sheet. If it impresses me, you will pass. Disgusting. Disgusting. Well.
And the most frustrating part about all of that is all of the books I've read and all the stuff I've gone through for this public administration degree. The government has its own way of regulating productivity. And people are monitored very closely for that regardless. So like some fucking 19-year-old coming in and saying, hey, give me one page on what you did. And you're like, nah, bro, that's not how it works. Like, I don't answer to you.
And that's
like,
not how my job is set up, probably.
I have my own direct reports. Like, you're not one of them. I would, if some fucking kid came in and be like, how productive are you? I'd be like, fuck you, I quit. How about that? Is that productive? And then I'd punch him.
And then I'd put him through a table.
I'd fill out one of those resignation letters. I'd throw it at him and be like, fuck yourself.
You can take this resignation, shine it up real nice.
Right. I'd be like, I'll take my
sideways.
I'll take my 9 months of pay. Thank you very much.
What's the over under in those people? If anybody is foolish enough to take that deal, what do you think that the chances that they'll actually get paid?
Well, that's a good question. I think it's more likely they will get paid than not, but I can't say it's 100%.
There's no budget for that.
Right. I don't know. My problem is for the first 9 months, you're essentially like not saving any money. Like, I know that they're like, oh, we'll save $100 billion or whatever, but you're not for like a year. You're not. And then how are you going to make that up? You say, oh, we're going to make government smaller. You're just going to fuck things up.
Like, they don't get that because they've never had to do anything.
Like, it's not
with multiple different moving parts at the same time.
Right. Like, you can't just, because Trump's new next thing is getting rid of the Department of Education. That's, Republicans always want to do that, but no one ever actually does it because it would be a disaster. It will be a disaster.
When you start pulling the rails off of shit,
yeah,
you will start to see things fall apart. Like the FAA took 2 weeks for a catastrophe. Like, these are very long historied systems that are not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but they generally work. They work more than they don't work.
And the Department of Education is where student loans come from. Like, when you apply for a student loan, you fill out a FAFSA, which goes to the Department of Education, and they do the loan, and then they give it to a loan servicer. Like, if you get rid of the Department of Education, there's going to be a big problem with
maybe they'll lose the loan information.
Hopefully. I mean, there'll be a problem with people getting those loans, though. Like, you're going to privatize the student loans then, and it's going to be like every other loan where the interest rate's through the roof.
Oh, so they're just going to have to take like a private loan.
And those private loans are predatory.
Oh, absolutely. It's like a mortgage.
Yeah. I have friends who took private student loans, and they're paying 20-30%.
Oh, my God. They're never going to get from under that.
Yeah. The Department of Education is essentially America's biggest lender.
Right.
Because there's like $2 trillion in student loans out there.
That's buck wild.
Yeah. Trump's just going to turn it off.
And that's from 6 students.
After he makes Linda McMahon Secretary of Education, of course.
Speaking of being put through tables, we're jumping the pond. We go to the Deutschland.
Over 150,000 people have gathered in Berlin to call on Germany's other political parties not to cooperate with the far-right AfD. It comes after the conservative Christian Democrats voted with the AfD to pass a motion in parliament. Critics say it broke a long-standing convention in Germany on German politics.
All right, let's check out some of these signs. Who reads German?
Not me.
I like that one with the caution tape on the top. It's got different colors. Oh, he made it all with tape. See, that's smart. That's smart. Then you don't have to worry about your marker running out.
Some of that is English. Some of it is not.
Digga means like dude. I know that.
Takes against.
Where does that say die Antwort? Is to
Yeah, it says when die AFD die Antworth first we dumb war damn die Fargy. Farge. So it's like half English. It's like
I have big opinions about protest signs. Also, thank you, Pasta Sisters.
Working with a.
Oh, die means the.
What's when?
Yeah, what's when?
Oh, hold on. I got an app for that. I got that.
We're out here translating German protest signs.
German. Okay. Tell me, magic thing. Tell me what it says. All right, find one. It says AFD.
Cool.
Thanks, thing. Colorful instead of no way 990. What does that say? Colorful instead of something. I can't catch that bottom word on the. Oh, let me go back. You guys ever done that with the Google thing?
I've never done the Google
on German
thing.
All right, let's see.
Politics against.
Let's see if we can get this sign on the side. All right.
I am human.
The answer is how stupid was the question? Oh, that's a very German joke. Is that for real what it says? Yeah, it's answer. Oh, shit. Come on. AFD, the answer question was what's stupid or something? Like, that's very funny.
That's interesting.
Dummies. They called you dumb with a sign. Very complicated way of saying it. Maybe it's a turn of phrase.
Working with the far right. On Saturday, a similar march in Hamburg drew some 220,000 people. The AfD is projected to poll strongly in German federal election.
Fight off the Nazis, yeah!
Yeah!
Later this month. And we asked protesters why they joined the rally in the German capital.
There we go. I could see that side. All right, let's see. It says, oh no. Sort of, oh no.
It says, oh no. That's a good protest sign. Oh no.
Under no circumstances. That's what it says.
Ah.
There we go.
The next time I'm at a rally or a protest, I'm gonna have a sign that says, oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. They know what.
I think it's very important to tell Friedrich Merz and the CDU and the FDP, basically democratic centrist parties, that they're leaving this democratic middle ground. I'm not sure if they're aware of that, and I think it's important to let them know.
I think it's very important to be here today since I'm Italian. I know what happens.
Holy shit, I can understand her.
She's speaking
Sadly,
English.
it's not only.
Oh, I was like, dude, I learned German. Damn, I'm really absorbing it.
In Italy, but a bit all over the place, all over the world right now, when far right increase. And I think it's very dangerous that CDU party is supporting and opening the way for this rise.
Well, I think that it's really important to protest when we still have the right to do this, and to keep in mind that for a better future.
I don't really think mustaches are great, but my man is being very classy about it, and I appreciate that.
I like how he's like, we're gonna protest while we still have the ability to. Like they've been through it. Yeah. They know.
They said, nah, we finna get this one in before you start some bullshit.
Sure, today we have to remember of the past, of what happened back in the days, and definitely do whatever is possible.
Oh my God, protesting kids, my favorite.
We're here because we're against the AfD, and the AfD isn't good. The world is so colorful, and they're making it darker and darker.
DW political correspondent Alexander Gerst is at the demonstration at the CDU party headquarters in Berlin, and he has more on what the protesters want.
An uprising of the decent.
Oh yeah, I want to hear this guy, and because he's like, I can't put my finger on it. I think it's maybe because there's like a lot of like noise there, but my man starts like screaming. I don't know if he's just like passionate or if it's noisy, but it's just like his volume was so crazy during this. It's some great on the street reporting.
This is what many protesters here call this demonstration. Tens of thousands of people have gathered here right in front of the headquarters of the Conservative Party to show their dissent with how Friedrich Merz is possibly willing to tolerate AfD-backed majorities in parliament. Many fear that Merz is not serious enough when he says that he does not want to work with the far-right AfD after elections. Many parties argue that his promise is not valid anymore, the promise known as the firewall, to not work with the far-right AfD. And even from within his own party, there's criticism. Most notably, the former Chancellor Angela Merkel has criticized Friedrich Merz.
Now that's a sign. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Is that printed? Holy shit.
Merz for
looks like the
look at the font.
It's pretty snazzy. Look at that wood. This is a proper sign. Well played.
His move in the last week. And indeed, we're seeing first indications that this could have backfired for Friedrich Merz and his party. As first polls show that the CDU party may lose support over the issue. But nonetheless, we have to say that as of today, the Conservative Party is still the most popular party in Germany according to polls. And Friedrich Merz is the most likely candidate to become the Chancellor after elections in 3 weeks from now.
Oof.
Hey, Mikey, guess what time it is?
Game time. Who?
It's top of the hour.
Oh, top of the hour. So, please, if you haven't liked the video, like the video. If you haven't subbed yet, sub. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go Germany.
Oh, yes. So from Germany to Canada.
America's ex-best friend.
Yeah.
Our
boy.
Wait, is this... Where do I want this? Oh, God. It's Joe and Mika.
There's very little Joe and Mika, but it's mostly this lady being very upset.
You are taxing regular Americans, and we are going to fight back. And Canada is your biggest market. Canada is a bigger market for U.S. exporters than China, Japan, the UK, and France combined. For Americans, like you're business people, right? The customer is always right, and your customer is really angry at you.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that was at the beginning of the day yesterday. That's when the tariffs hadn't been paused for a month.
Country is behind the retaliation the Prime Minister has announced. So now we are going to tax American exporters who are trying to sell us stuff. That means Americans are going to lose jobs. So this is really, it is self-mutilation. America is hurting itself. We think that it is utterly crazy, and we're also really, really angry at you.
So, Madam Deputy Prime Minister, I was really
for a Canadian. So this is a lady who's running for the new Prime Minister in Canada, and for a Canadian politician to say we're really, really angry at you, they're basically like losing their shit.
That was an F-bomb. that was the most Canadian F-bomb I've ever heard.
I wish Ollie was here so he could translate Canadian.
Oh, you know she's got to get unboxed, Tim.
Yeah, we're gonna have to because we need a Canadian translator for this.
And we've got a guy on the inside, a guy over the border.
Struck when Prime Minister Trudeau spoke over the weekend, the sense of betrayal that he expressed, that we have been there with the U.S.
Man, his tie is great. That's
a good tie. That's a good tie.
That's a good tie. That pattern is perfect. Well played, sir.
He was saying, I'm paraphrasing, every step of the way, even in times of need. And now this is coming out of nowhere. Elaborate on that, please. And also just more specifically, just remind viewers just how closely linked these two nations are, particularly whether it's people or goods going back and forth across the border, sometimes multiple times a day.
The Prime Minister has been great, and I have to tell you, the whole country is rallying behind him. We all feel personally hurt, and that hurt is now becoming anger. You know, we pride ourselves on being a polite, nice country, but at the Raptors game...
Yeah, until the trenches start getting dug, and then it's different.
So, then the gloves come off.
Last night, the American anthem was booed at a Senators hockey game.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on their bad side, dude.
They're booing the national anthem at hockey games now.
Dude, this is not good.
They're so upset.
Dude, Canadians are dangerous at a close distance. They're the dwarves of the north, man. We can't... dude.
I heard someone saying that, like, oh, you want to get into like a trade war with Canada? Okay. You think you want to make Canada the 51st state? Okay. Try dealing with a ground war in Canada in the winter. See how that does for you.
I'll be riding the back of polar bears and meese.
Game over the weekend, the American anthem was booed because we do feel like we are your friends, we're your
God damn.
Yeah.
Dude, this is not making eggs cheaper.
Nope. Everything gets more expensive.
And the thing that I don't get is, like, if the people who voted for Trump, if they think that we're gonna essentially tax Canada this money, at what point did anybody tell them that they would get any of it?
Yeah, right?
Like, they haven't been promised anything. They've been told that your shit's going to get more expensive. And they said, yeah. And they didn't even ask for anything. Like, that's going to go into some slush fund that no one will see again.
Here's what's going to happen. Trump is creating the exterior revenue department, and that's where all the tariffs are going to go into just a general, like you said, a slush fund. Or like, I think that he should have made a deal with the American people if he was going to do this kind of stuff and be like, listen, I'm going to do the tariffs, but everybody gets a piece to offset the cost.
That's what it's for, but he's made no agreement to give anybody anything. Like, what the fuck are y'all thinking? He's just gonna keep it. He's gonna steal it. That's why they're trying to figure out how to fucking open the books up.
Yeah?
Because they're gonna just take it. They're like, I brought this in. I'm taking it with me. Yo.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, my goodness. Imposed on $1.4 trillion worth of goods. Autos will raise U.S. car prices $3,000. Dude, people already can't afford domestic cars.
Yeah.
They're too expensive. They've been too expensive for about 5 years.
80%.
Since COVID. People haven't been able to fucking afford a goddamn Ford because they want, you know, $80,000 for a F-150 with tinted windows. It's like, what the fuck? Why?
And at the bottom there is building materials from Canada and Mexico. Get ready for the price of houses to be even higher.
And there's no workers.
Yeah, and there's no workers. So like everything's going to be more expensive, and it's probably going to be more than 25%.
Yeah.
Because you're deporting the workers at the same time, so it's going to cost more for stuff to get made.
Right. There's going to be delays on everything. Like, it's going to take people a while to get the shit. It's going to be more expensive, the shit that they get. And then the jobs are going to be slower because, I mean, they stopped. They took all the, like, did you take woodshop in school?
Yeah.
I took it in 6th grade, and I never saw a shop class in another classroom. And it's gone. Like, just same thing with autos. Auto is gone.
Yeah,
it's not in the high schools anymore.
I guess I essentially took shop in high school, but it was at a special high school, like it was a vocational school. So like it was learning how to build a boat. But I did take like a regular shop class, and I think like 6th or 7th grade. But I don't remember my original high school having a shop class, and it certainly didn't have an auto class.
We had one when I was a freshman or a sophomore, and then we went to the new high school, and then there wasn't any.
Yeah,
we got built a bigger one.
Yeah, I took, like I said, I took boat building, but I also took like it was an auto class, but it was only on like outboard engines for boats, so I learned how to the mechanics of an internal combustion engine, but only in like a 2-cycle engine.
only the engine where I mix the oil and the and the gas into the same tank. Oh, hi, Paul. Aaron, Paul, and Scott. But yeah, I don't. Maybe they think that they're all these builders are just gonna be like, okay, let me just grab all these useless incels and just put them on a job site. They'll learn how to plaster, and they can roof up, like roofing. Who's gonna do the roofing?
Right.
It's gonna be some long grass out here. It's gonna be some tall bushes. There's gonna be some leaky fucking roofs out here.
Yeah, and like the farms are just not gonna have people to work for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's too late. Like, it's getting about that time.
Yeah.
Winter's about to break.
We are your allies, and you guys are really lucky to have us on your northern border. The fact that you have this safe, secure, friendly country on your northern border is foundational to American prosperity. And now you're slapping us in the face. I mean, the tariffs against Canada are higher than the tariffs imposed against China. What's going on here, guys?
That's a good question. What is going on here?
Mrs. Canada, we are not responsible for everyone in the country, so please, when you send,
don't hurt us.
When you send the Cobra chickens, please spare my house. I will put a yellow flag on the roof. Please.
Yeah, listen, I'll fly a Canadian flag above my house if it saves me from the wrath of Canada.
Please don't send the geese. Because that's what they'll do, man. They'll just put little daggers on their feet, and they'll send them over the border.
I like how she put it, too. She's like, it's really good for America that you have such a nice
stable
country on the northern border. Yeah, like...
She low-key threatened us. Hold on, let me play that back. She low-key was like...
We don't have to be that nice.
It'd be a real shame if we stopped being so nice.
Safe, secure, friendly country on your northern border is...
Friendly.
Friendly.
I don't like how she said that. She
friendly for a little while.
She said it through her teeth. I'm scared.
Have this safe, secure, friendly country on your northern border is found.
That's a threat. I'm threatened. Ali, call her off. Ollie, call her off.
Foundational to American prosperity. And
Let's
now
talk.
you're slapping us in the face. I mean, the tariffs against Canada are higher than the tariffs imposed against China.
From what I understand, there still already is 15% tariffs on China. So that's why they only added the additional 10. Not backing them up, just clarifying.
What's going on here, guys?
It's Ali Vitale. I have a question for you in regards to the way that these tariffs have been put.
Where the hell did she come from? Wasn't it somebody else earlier?
Yeah, no, they have like a whole
it's a panel.
circle of people. It's like Fox and Friends, but MSNBC. So there's just like a bunch of people sitting around, and they're not all white men. So
Put on. The Trump administration is saying that it's because they want to stem the flow of fentanyl.
She had to take a recovery breath. Poor thing. She's so mad at us.
look at how upset she was in that freeze frame. She was like, "Oh my God, these Americans."
I know.
Borders as well as illegal immigration. But in your conversations and in the conversations that these governments are having, do you have a sense of what the Canadians would even have to say to get these tariffs removed and appease the administration?
Well, thank you for the question, Allie. And the fact is, these tariffs are being imposed truly for utterly no reason. The pretext offered is the flimsiest pretext possible. Less than 1%, in fact, around 0.2% of the fentanyl that comes into the U.S. comes through the Canadian border.
And honestly, that's probably just Americans, traveling.
Yeah.
On vacation, but didn't want to, run out of my stuff. So, that's not even fair. I don't even think they have any, dude. I feel like that's ours. That just kind of it's statistical noise. That's just blamed on Canada, but those were low key Americans.
In the stats world, we call that variance.
I'm rounding up.
If border security were the issue, this could be solved in 5 minutes. We want a secure border too.
No, please, no need to increase.
Yeah, we don't need
checkpoints.
So,
please.
Which Americans will you be letting in?
Perhaps the ones from, I don't know, the ones that have IDs from blue states, perhaps? Perhaps? Amnesty? Political asylum?
We would like to stop the illegal U.S. guns that are smuggled into Canada and cause deaths on Canadian streets. And
Mexico said the same thing.
Yeah. I wonder where all these illegal American guns are coming from. And why they're just proliferated in our neighboring countries. Perhaps, and this is just me, it's because America doesn't have any gun trafficking laws, and that's a fucking problem.
Why would you say that? Of course there's laws. We just don't enforce them.
We are very happy to work together to not have asylum seekers cross in either direction. The president...
Oh, no.
Damn it.
Oh, no.
That was my one chance.
God damn it.
Now I'm going to have to dress like a moose.
There we go.
And migrate over. What if here we go, Tim. We'll just get a couple of hang gliders and we'll paint geese onto the wing bottoms so that when we go over with our trailer full of stuff, I don't know how our stuff's going to get there, but we can just fly in under the guise of being said geese.
Here's what we got to do. We got to wait until one of those lakes freeze over and then cross the lake.
But what if we fall through the lake?
I mean, that's a chance we're just going to have to take.
Shit, man, that's cold.
Has also directly threatened our national sovereignty. He has said...
Yeah, I knew they weren't going to let that go.
Yeah, this is the part that Ali hates the most.
Oh, yeah.
Over the weekend, that if we were to become the 51st state, there would be no tariffs. Canadians really...
That's so illegal in so many ways.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for being cool, Canada.
really, really are angry about that. And I do want to say, we want to be your friend. We want to be your partner. We want to be your neighbor. We're good at that. We've done it for decades and decades.
We're also good at other things.
We have a certain set of skills.
Hey,
we are proud.
Cole, if you live in Ireland, can you like fucking get me there?
That's what I'm saying. Hey, we got some people over there in Ireland, maybe.
I love Ireland. I visited several times, and I would like to become a citizen. Please help.
Proud of our country. We're really proud to be Canadian. Our sovereignty is not negotiable. And if you hit us, we are going to hit back, and the whole country is going to be proud to do that.
Oh, my God.
You know, I don't think that's actually the Canadian way. I think the Canadian way is like, oh, we are enemies, and then they just strike before you can even like finish nodding. Like as soon as your head goes down to nod, the flying knee is already inbound. Hi, I fucking got your ass. Like,
just don't hurt us, Canada, please.
Be gentle. We're going through a lot right now, okay? So we're not exactly in a spot to fight you.
And Paul, I don't own any guns, so it's totally fine. I won't bring any guns to Ireland. I know it's not cool there.
I'll leave my guns here if I'm going to Ireland. It's for the racists in this country that I have it for. So this I found because I was looking up the
fear and greed index.
Yeah, have you heard about this?
I've heard about it, yeah.
So I was looking at it. So right now it says fear is driving the U.S. market. I was like, that's probably a new thing. Oh.
That's probably true.
So then I saw that it dropped really low to, come on, to 22. Go. Why can't I get this? I hate you. And then it's on December 19th. And I was like, what the hell happened December 19th? Do you remember what happened December 19th?
December 19th. I don't remember.
We're getting old. Matt Gaetz happened December 19th. Herschel Walker got sent to the Bahamas. Introduction of that government efficiency bullshit. I think that was the one. Yeah. Them saying that they were going to cut federal spending by $114 billion collapsed the market. And the government shut down because we didn't have a budget.
Cool. Oh, yes. I remember this now. Boy, we've been just doing fine. Listen, it's all going to work out, right?
We just can't win, man. It just can't win. What is this? Extreme fear.
Extreme fear. Look at the rise in extreme fear. Since January 2025.
We've had a month. It's time to start deep fearing. Junk bonds, greed. That's good. Good for them. Good for them.
I am grateful to be standing here with incredibly patriotic and smart colleagues who join me in this outrage and who commit to doing whatever we can to stop this assault. I am pleased now to
I can't hear him.
You can't hear
introduce one of those
No, I can't hear the protester.
Oh, I couldn't hear the protester either.
I'm trying to listen.
individuals leading the charge. The senator from Connecticut, Senator Chris Murphy.
Hey, that's my senator.
So,
although you should have been on the phones, motherfucker.
Nah, he's like, I'm gonna go do the speech. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all.
He's been floating all sorts of awful, terrible conspiracy theories about what happens at USAID. Let's make it very clear that every single day, America is safer because of what happens at USAID.
Yup.
USAID fights terrorist groups all across this world, making sure that we address the underlying causes for a retreat to terrorism. USAID chases China all around the world, making sure that China doesn't monopolize contracts for critical minerals and port infrastructure all around the world. It supports freedom fighters everywhere in this world. Up until yesterday, delivering firewood, for instance, to the brave Ukrainian defenders on the Eastern Front.
No need for, we don't have money for firewood during fucking Siberian winter. Like, what the fuck? It's like 700 below zero up there right now. Like, nah, dog, fuck that. Burn your coat to keep you warm.
But let's not pull any punches about why this is happening. Elon Musk makes billions of dollars based off of his business with China. And China is cheering at this action today. There is no question that the billionaire class trying to take over our government right now is doing it based on self-interest. Their belief that if they can make us weaker in the world, if they can elevate their business partners all around the world, that they will gain the benefit. But there's another reason this is happening. They're shuttering agencies and sending employees home in order to create the illusion that they're saving money in order to do what? Pass a giant tax cut for billionaires and corporations, right?
And let's I'm glad he's bringing that up, because that is the only reason they're doing all of this. Because they couldn't get the debt ceiling raised, or they couldn't get it raised under Biden to hide how much money they were about to spend. So yeah, the next best thing is to just, cut everybody's everything.
Yeah.
But like, dude, I don't understand why he doesn't see that people are going to notice the shit that you're cutting. Like, these aren't small things. Like, there isn't a lot really to cut, bro. Like, all that shit's kind of essential. It's essential to somebody. It was essential enough that somebody got on their congressperson's ass to get it into the budget, to get it onto certain, you know what I mean? Like, it's been requested. Nothing was just put there by default. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that this is a lesson that Trump is going to learn from doing all of this. I hope he learns. He probably won't, but I hope. And something that all these politicians know is that, like, politics is local.
Yeah.
All this money that they're trying to stop, and all these government agencies are trying to shut down, it's going to affect people personally. And there's going to be a backlash. It's already started. The USAID, nobody knew what USAID was until 3 days ago. And now that they know what it does,
yeah,
they're furious.
This is all a smokescreen, a shell game, in order to turn this government over to a handful of unelected billionaires and corporate interests, and we are not going to let them do that. So we will use every power that we have in our disposal in the United States Senate. My colleagues will do the same thing in the House. This is a constitutional crisis that we are in today. Let's call it what it is. The people get to decide how we defend the United States of America. The people get to decide how their taxpayer money is spent. Elon Musk does not get to decide.
He certainly shouldn't.
We are weaker today than we were yesterday. China sees that, Russia sees that, and they will take advantage.
Yeah.
Our job?
Yeah,
I worry about Taiwan. All this bullshit that he's fucking doing and putting all these fucking morons in charge really puts Ukraine and Taiwan at risk.
Yeah, and especially fucking Ukraine, because Trump's been gunning for that shit from the beginning anyway. I don't know how much he cares about Taiwan, but Ukraine, he would like to see that war ended under his presidency. And I don't know if he cares much how it ends.
No, because he wants them to just stop the line wherever the line is and just call it that's his and that's his.
Yeah.
And let bygones be bygones. And that's not going to happen.
And Scott in the chat said that I was being optimistic, or maybe sarcastically saying I was being optimistic. Here's optimism for you. These Democrats, there's nothing they can do. They're the minority in the Senate, they're minority in the House. All they can do is hold press conferences and rallies. And maybe try and get some Republicans on their side.
Yeah, the Republicans need to impeach him.
Like, until 2026 or early 2027, like what are they going to do?
We don't have another presidential election yet.
Like, the Republicans are in charge of all of federal government now. They own the executive, the legislative, and the judicial branch at the top level. So the only thing the Democrats can do,
committees too.
And the committees, the only thing the Democrats can do is win at a state level, win at your local level, and try and affect change there. But unfortunately, Senator Murphy and all the other Democrats here, this is the best they can do. They can fight, they can filibuster, they can stall, but it's all tactics.
Yeah.
They don't have the upper hand.
And your job together is to raise our voices, raise the alarm, so that this crisis, this emboldening of our enemies, doesn't last a second longer than it has to. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Really, really important. Let me introduce my colleague from the House, Representative Ilhan Omar.
Ooh, Ilhan Omar.
Thank you, Senator.
Oh, y'all gonna have to lower that down for her. You know she can't small. It's right in her face.
Thank you, 6 foot tall senator.
It is really, really a sad day in America.
Thank you.
There we go.
We are witnessing a constitutional crisis. We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution and you install yourself as the sole power, that is how dictators are made. What Trump and Elon and all of their cronies are trying to do is take away the constitutional power of Congress. We get to decide. We have the power of the purse. We get to decide where money is allocated, and it's the executive's power to make sure that that money gets to where it needs to get. When we talk about civil servants being let go, what we are talking about is not saving money. It's essentially saying they can get paid while they're home and their work doesn't get done on behalf of the American people.
Yeah.
It is us, taxpayers, who are being ripped off. It is us, taxpayers, who are not getting the resources that we paid into. So I ask the American people, do you want people at home and getting a paycheck and not providing services to you? The answer is no.
I was gonna say no.
Do you want the executive making the only decisions in this country, or do you want the elected representatives that you sent to Washington making those policies? I am exceptionally upset about U.S. aid.
Yeah.
I lived in a refugee camp for 4 years as a child surviving civil war. It is the essential programs that U.S. aid provided that kept my family and I fed and safe. It is the resources that so many people around the world rely on. And it is our soft power. Oftentimes, people interact with our country through the military.
Yeah. Yeah.
That does not create love for us, and it certainly does not keep us safe. When the world interacts with Americans through programs that provide essential need, they get to see the heart and compassion of the American people. When someone is struggling,
Black people are my favorite, man. We are so funny, dude. We are so funny. She couldn't help it.
Get to see the heart and compassion of the American people. When someone is struggling because their bridge broke down, when U.S. aid comes in and helps fix that bridge, that creates goodwill for the American people. When people are dying of malaria and there is medication through U.S. aid, that creates goodwill for the American people. When people are fleeing and they need just a little bit of food and U.S. aid is there to provide that, that creates goodwill for the American people. Privileged billionaires who don't give a damn about America and Americans should not be making decisions that put Americans at harm.
I mean, if Elon wants to cut the money, why doesn't he just pay for the thing that we were going to pay for?
Yeah.
So that way we can't pay for it.
He's got enough.
You got plenty of money, dude. Just pay for it for us, and then we don't have to spend our money. Great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
And a billionaire that hasn't been vetted, has not gone through confirmation, has not been elected by the American people,
who can't pass a drug test,
who we still do not understand what in the world he's doing, should not be telling American employees that they cannot access the building they work at. What kind of country is this man turning our country into? What kind of country are we becoming? It is embarrassing to read the headlines about free America, where one man is walking around like he is the boss of all of us, and we don't know who put him in charge. And it is time for us to put an end to that. Now I have the privilege and honor of introducing one of my...
Oh, yeah, we ain't gonna see that, though.
Yeah. Man, you know what? Elon's going on Unbox too. I know that we got her like in the brackets, so
Ooh,
she's going up there because she's a good public speaker.
She learned she learned English from like TV.
Right.
Like 90s TV. Her she had a really good interview on Bernie's channel. Man.
Okay.
Dude. Growing up on a refugee camp in Somalia, holy shit. At the kickoff of the fucking Civil War. Holy shit. Oof. The terrors of that. Oof. Couldn't imagine.
So I mean I agree with everything that she said. I agree with everything Senator Murphy said. Like when she said that it's embarrassing to read the headlines, it fucking is, man. It's gotten back to like when the first Trump term when it was like, oh man, what happened today? Like what dumpster fucking fire are we dealing with now?
The Pentagon bill went through. This is back on the December 19th.
Oh, geez. But it's just like, yeah, what I feel like we were talking about like the fear index thing and like it jumped up in January. I feel like that's like a real thing for people.
Oh, TikTok happened.
Oh, yeah, the TikTok thing. January seemed like a very long month.
Is it over?
And it's February now, but boy, it's already been 4 days, and it's been a long 4 days. And
worst Black History Month ever.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that stuff. The what is it? The Pentagon was like, we're going to get rid of all these minority holiday months. Martin Luther King Day, we're not celebrating it anymore. Like Black History Month, what's that?
Y'all didn't celebrate it no way.
They're getting rid of everything. Sorry. because it's DEI. Mikey, did you know that?
And Barack Obama's the one who brought in Martin Luther King Day, right?
Right. Yeah. Like
91% approval rate, and you would know nothing about that, Trump. As of, I think, 2021.
Yeah. His approval rating right now is like 45. He ain't never seen an approval rating above 50.
No, ever. Here is my Black History story to close us out with. This is Fannie Lou Hamer, and she is What a Woman.
Sure.
Mr. Chairman, and to the Credentials Committee, my name is Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer, and I live at 626 East Lafayette Street, Roosevelt, Mississippi. Sunflower County, the home of Senator James O. Eastland and Senator Stinney. All of this is on account of we want to register to become first-class citizens. And if the Freedom Democratic Party is not seated now, I question America. Is this America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, where we have to sleep with our telephones off of the hook because our lives be threatened daily, because we want to live as decent human beings in America? Thank you.